Hey everyone, this is Helium Lemon. Welcome back to another video of the Desolate Hope. Again, no plan, just kind of spur of the moment, wanted to record another video, and I'm showing off more of these different levels. I'm getting upgrades and hopefully playing the game well. We can look around for a few seconds in Alphondomes, but as you can probably see, day 2 is about to run out. And then we have the night cycle, which it serves a purpose, but it's still really boring. So I love this game, but like I will complain about things when I just feel like, Scott, why did you design it like this? Well, it's kind of like the Lord, like he needed to... Okay, Alphys, that's his name. In the last video, I couldn't remember his name. It's like the Lord, he needed to rest on the Sabbath, so he did. So you can rest from exploring these different areas. Anyway, we're gonna talk to Alphys. I like Alphys, I like his design. Also, he's a very interesting character. He's very contrasting to some of the other characters. There's some nice contrasting characters in this game. I like it. Ooh, you're here. It's always so much fun to get to meet you again. You're always so interested in my Alphondomes. I know you don't remember me, of course. This is actually our 9th meeting. Can you believe it? You are Coffee's top secret antivirus project. He's attempted this several times, and each time you get better. You are Deco 9, or Digital Counterpart 9. Coffee has been stripping the station down looking for old CPUs to program better versions of you. I think he found a winner this time. You're built around an old video game CPU, I hear. I think that will give you a unique perspective on things when fighting the virus. I have high hopes for you. Here's some advice, though. Keep your mouth shut, don't ask too many questions. The virus killed off the first 3 decos, but Coffee himself shut down the last 5. Well, go do your thing. I can sense the virus is here already. We shall speak soon. I like doing Alphys in a game show announcer type voice. That was fun. We're definitely not going to fight the virus here yet. We're not powered enough. I'm not a bad guy. Don't shoot. You're confusing me with my evil counterparts in Malwastes. Yeah, you do look kind of like an enemy, but you're not. You're not shooting at us. Coffee used to have a wrench that could fix anything, but he lost it outside. With all the other stuff out there, I'm not sure how you could ever find it. Me neither. Oh, here's Algo. Get some. Get just a few things. Okay, fine. Get some stuff. And dragon, you might be saying, what? What dragon? There's no dragon in this game. That is a secret. So, yeah, Coffee is a complex character. He's a very complex coffee pot. He seems to be hiding a lot of things. What could he possibly be hiding? Well, that's for me to know and you to find out, because I've played this game like 3 times. I used to call this game my crack, like during freshman year of high school, because that was when I lived in the dorms and I was super antisocial, and not super antisocial, but just like dealing with living in the dorms, and like that was the first year I had Steam. And when I discovered this game, which by the way, this game is free on Steam, if you like what you see, there's really no reason for you to not get it unless you're afraid of becoming addicted like I am, and my Steam profile has like 39 hours on it, 35 hours on this game or something absurd. But yeah, I would just like spend hours in this game, because you can grind so much and explore the same 4 levels over and over again, and it can be kind of addictive. Any game that just has like a grinding mechanic is intrinsically more addictive. It just does something to your brain. The humans haven't come because we haven't built their ideal living environment yet. Clearly, the Alphondome vision is a human paradise. Yeah, clearly. I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with that. Let's book it and see if we can get to this next mini dungeon, which is just behind this annoying enemy here. And almost out of time on the second day, so... Yay, another mini dungeon. We're already finding... And you'll see what they do, but it's early enough in the game that I don't really care what they do yet. So, emergency. This is a really pretty song. It's called Tibetan Sunrise or something. Yeah. So I guess I could just talk about life. The quarantine. I don't know, I don't feel too, like, upset about the quarantine because I feel like I've been training for this my whole life. I feel like I've gotten very good at just staying inside and reading a book, and I kind of love it. I'm like, ooh, now I get a chance to read more books and, you know, work on my discipline or whatever. Just enjoy being inside, which being inside is not a bad thing. I like being inside. I believe in nature. Anyway, that was kind of a tangential way of saying I think I'm good at being my own company. And, like, I'm obviously an introvert, and I like doing these videos where I kind of talk to myself or I talk to an imaginary audience. They're kind of therapeutic for me. But I know there's a lot of aspects of this situation where it's like, oh, you know, I'm an introvert, I like staying inside and playing video games or whatever. There's a lot of aspects of this situation that are not to be taken lightly, and for the, you know, facts like certain members of my family are not pulling in an income right now, but we still have to stay stocked with food or whatever. I mean, fortunately my dad is a public school teacher. He's had that job for 3 or 4 years now, so he can teach at home and still pull an income in that way. He's still feeling a little sick, so it's hard for him to have the energy to teach, but he's doing it. He can probably hear me right now. I wonder if my downstairs neighbors have returned, but my downstairs neighbors are like designers or architects or something, and they're kind of fancy, and like if they have a country home and they have the choice to come back to New York City in the midst of the coronavirus, like, they're probably not going to. They're probably going to be like, are you kidding? We're going to stay here in paradise with our cats or whatever. And I'm like, well, that's fine. I can go chill out in your apartment. But I know that sounds super sketch. I'm just going to, like, go chill out in my downstairs neighbor's apartment. Well, my mom told me I could for like 2 or 3 days, but then she was like, yeah, don't do that anymore, they might come back. And then I'm like, but they might never come back, and it's like, well, whatever. But yeah, you might remember that's where I recorded those, like, Mild Escape videos. Those stupid Mild Escape videos. I hope somebody out there gets a kick out of them, but gosh, they were so stupid. Anyway, I like those games. They're fun, they're pretty. They're lighthearted. They're very Japanese. Japanese things have a way of being very aesthetic and very lighthearted. Except that might not... That's probably just a stereotype. And all stereotypes are overgeneralized, or oversimplified, including the generalization about all generalizations. So, can we find the freaking, like, open wound that we have to, like, kill? I know that doesn't make any sense at all. Why would you kill an open wound? But, like, you know what I mean. We have to find, like, the big thing, the big yellow wound that we have to shoot until we get a thing. You have to kind of keep bumping into these random walls and saying, like, oh, is this a thing? Is this a thing? We're gonna keep coming back to these mini dungeons enough times that will be worth it, but I don't know, we might want to focus on buying other upgrades first, but we bought it, so no going back now. So, I'm actually Steam friends with the guy who is one of the, like, only 2 people out there who have speedran this game as far as speedrun.com goes, and he's actually has the world record for this game. He has I don't know, I haven't really studied his strategy, but he seems to have a pretty good strategy, and it's fun to watch him, you know, beat the game as quickly as he does in like 2 hours or whatever. You know, this is kind of like a Zelda game. Like, you can spend like 7, 8, 9, 10 hours on this game just grinding and like getting ready for these big boss fights, which are really end up being pretty challenging, and the grinding becomes worth it. And the final boss is a mother load, so we'll see that when we get to it, but I don't know. It basically, with the speedrun of this game, it's kind of like becomes like any RPG speedrun. It becomes a strategy of just really thinking through, like, what do I want to buy first, and how much money do I need to grind for and spend, and what do I spend it on first? And we are back at the beginning of this freaking let's bump into every wall. Check it. I wish I knew the mini dungeons of this game better. I mean, this is my 4th playthrough, for crying out loud, so you think I know them better, but you have to keep bumping into every wall and saying, oh, is that a secret passage? Is that a secret passage? Have I been this way? Oh, time to fight some more enemies. Have I been this way? Have I been this way? Have I been this way? It's not that fun because everything looks like the same, but at least you can stay in these dungeons forever and grind for money forever, so I don't know. My voice is tired enough that I'm gonna just like cut to when something interesting happens. Which will be right now. Is this actually a thing? Oh, it is. Oh my gosh, that was perfect timing. I love that. I love serendipity. Test your button mashing. Yay. And now we get to have a night cycle. Yay. Get out of here, stupid crab pinch your hands, man. It's biscuit dough hands, man. I knew it all along. Okay, we're done with this place. See ya, Alphondomes, which is secretly Click Clock Wood from Banjo-Kazooie, but not really. I miss Banjo-Kazooie. Also, a little Easter egg in Alphys's room. This thing. Okay, never mind. It doesn't do anything yet. Okay, so, speaking of Easter eggs, watch this screen. Brad, Ian, Scott Cawthon. It's hidden in the numbers. So, there you go. Alright, now we get to have deep conversations about life while we look at the stars. We gaze at the stars. These stars are so romantic. This is actually a really, like, kind of moody, sad song. I like it. It's perfect for the atmosphere of just, like, this kind of outer space atmosphere. I always love games that are in outer space. Like, I know I was, like, obsessed with Space Station Silicon Valley for a while. And Space Station Silicon Valley is not really about outer space. It's more about, like, all these weird, like, zoo animals running loose. But I like it because it's, like, weird, because it's a mix of, like, yes, it is in outer space, and yes, it does have a really weird sense of humor, but, like, other games that are in outer space, like, I don't know. I don't know actually that many. Well, Destiny, but that's... Like One Shot. Like, One Shot never actually specifies that it's in outer space, but it has this kind of, like, melancholy atmosphere throughout the whole game, and it's like, oh. It's kind of fitting. One Shot is like Vaporwave. Like, it has that similar, like, kind of, like, it's not sad. It's kind of nostalgic. It also, like, reminds me of Undertale. I guess it's just because it's, like, one of, like, the It's kind of like a... One Shot isn't even an RPG, but it reminds me of Undertale. I guess because it's just kind of like a puzzle game, but it's like emotional, and it's kind of like the top-down exploration kind of thing is a lot like an RPG. I don't know, One Shot isn't like a game that I've fully figured out yet, and apparently like I haven't seen the true ending of it yet or whatever, and that's fine. Like, it'll give me another reason to revisit it, but I'm not ready to revisit it. But it's like, if you like Vaporwave and you like Synthwave and you like that kind of music that's like sad and happy at the same time, which I've been going on the Electronic Gems... Excuse me, I've been going on the Electronic Gems channel and just kind of listening to a few songs on there, like when I want to veg out in between classes or in between doing homework assignments. And eventually I'm a little tired of it by now, because like everything on there starts to sound the same a little bit to me. But it's still nice. I still like revisiting it like every once in a while. I don't know. Don't ask anybody. Won't ask anybody to understand my taste in music, because it's kind of all over the place. But I am a musician, so I do have kind of quote-unquote learned taste in music. I don't know. Like, can we actually find anything? Can we actually find anything? There we go. The Malins. It's got a toy for Malins. So, oh my gosh, another resource capsule. We still haven't found anything for Mirad or Biobetis or... Yeah, it's... You're kind of at the mercy of the RNG. Even though it is good to have all your characters leveled up. Then again, Malins can kind of be the MVP on your team, because he will heal the other characters fully. And that's why I always, like... We'll see it, like, when we get to the harder battles, but, like, I always freak out when Malins dies in a fight, because, like, there goes my way of healing my other fallen characters. I don't know, it reminds me of Earthbound in no way, shape, or form, except that Earthbound has a similar battle strategy. There was that, like, really, like, stupid meme video called Earthbound.mp4 that just kind of showed up in my video recommendations, and that was a blessing. That made me giggle. Even though it was kind of immature in some parts, it just made me giggle because it's so memey, and it was ridiculous. And like, when it gets to like the part where Ness and Paula are trapped, and then you suddenly VoIP over to the snow level, whatever it's called, and then you meet Jeff. It just played the clip from 21 Jump Street, and it's like, my name is Jeff. And it's, I don't even know why that's funny. It's just a stupid meme, but it like made me laugh. Okay, so on that note, I will see you for the next episode of My Name is Jeff.